What's up guys, it's Marcus here, and today we're going to be talking about financial freedom and how you can get to financial freedom. Now, I thought I would actually make this video because in today's market, there's a lot of crazy things that's going on right now. You know, you've got NFTs, pictures of apes and monkeys going through the roof, you've got crypto launching to the moon, and you've got meme stocks taking over the stock market. So with that being said, it's easy to kind of lose sight, of the things that we need to do to ensure we eventually get to financial freedom. Because let's face it, not all of us are going to be lucky enough to buy Bitcoin back in 2009 or buy Shiba coin, a year ago and make 100,000 times your money in less than a year. The truth is, most of us are gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, and that's simply just by being smart with your money, investing it wisely, and letting compound interest do the work for you. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So before we get started, if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications just so you get notified every time I put up a new video. Also, it does help out with the YouTube algorithm, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you just do that right now. Now, the first step that you actually want to do is you're gonna need to change your mindset when it comes to money. As Tony Robbins says, financial fear can affect anyone. And what he means by that is that some of us don't even think that we're worthy of being wealthy.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Maybe it's because we don't have anyone in the family that's experienced, financial freedom or has become wealthy. Maybe some of us feel like we're not smart enough or talented enough, to earn the necessary money to achieve financial freedom. And because of that, we sort of just view money as just this thing that we trade for short-term pleasures and just something that we need to get us to the next paycheck, essentially. I was listening to this podcast called My First Million, where the host was actually explaining how he views money. And it's quite interesting. He views it as money is sort of a currency of our time. And what he means by that is the more money that you have, the more freedom and time that you'll have, the more freedom that you'll have over your time, essentially, right? It allows you the power to do the things that you want to do when you want to do it. And so when we earn money from our salary, that obviously allows us, we can do what we want with that money, and then vice versa. So if we're giving away our money and if we owe money to a bunch of people, you can see how that kind of just puts you in the back foot and always leaves you playing catch up. So the first thing you need to do is just address the limiting thoughts that you have about money. Actually believe that you deserve to be wealthy and that you deserve to be financially free. And then also you need to understand that money, the value of money, goes well beyond just the nominal dollars. And once you've got that sorted, the next thing you need to do is actually need to start tracking your expenses. Now, yes, this is going to be a little bit tedious, but you're going to need to get a spreadsheet out and you're going to need to track where all of your money is going, because in order to know where to start, we need to know where we currently stand. So by tracking all of your expenses, it's going to help you understand what your current financial situation is. So for the next month, get a spreadsheet out and start tracking all of your expenses so that by the end of the month, you're going to know how much you're spending on your bills, how much you're spending on dining out, how much you're going to be spending on your subscriptions that go out every month, how much you're spending on the gym, and so on and so forth. This is going to help you really understand where your money is going so that you can start to formulate a plan to start living below your means. And then once you've sorted out your budget, step 3 is to save $1,000 for an emergency fund. This is going to give you some breathing room and just a sense of security, right? This is strictly for emergencies only. So in case, if you're getting into a car accident or a medical bill that you can't afford, you don't have the cash for it in your normal accounts, this is what that's there for, right? Essentially, it is there for when shit hits the fan.
Sangwoo? Sangwoo, hello?
Now, in the States, according to the Fed's latest household economic well-being report, more than 1/4 of adults were either unable to pay their economic bills or were one $400 financial setback away from being unable to pay them in full. And in New Zealand, a recent international survey conducted during the level 4 lockdown showed 1 in 10 of the Kiwi households that were surveyed had missed rent or mortgage payment due to the unexpected lockdown. Further in the article shows many were aware that they were actually just one unexpected event from financial hardship, but they didn't believe that they would lose their jobs. And then of course COVID hit. So you can see how having that $1,000 in your bank account for emergencies can really help you out when you're stuck in a bind. Moral of the story is, have a little money put away. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
What you gonna do, Gary? Show me the money!
All right, so once you have your emergency fund in place, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pay off your debts. To pay off your debts, what I mean specifically is your high interest debts. And the reason why I say pay off your debts is because trying to get to financial freedom with high interest debts in place is kind of like trying to swim out in the middle of the ocean with a boulder tied to your ankle. It's not going to end very well for you. Now, the quickest way to pay off debts, there's 2 specific methods. There's the avalanche method and the snowball method. I've actually already made a video going into detail about how you can apply these methods to pay off your debts really quickly. I'm going to link that above now. Obviously, you can open that in another tab, or you can watch that after you're done with this video, of course. But that is going to take you over how to get your debts paid down very quickly.
I like that.
Good.
I like that a lot.
And then once your debts are paid off, you're gonna want to take that emergency fund and then trying to expand that into 6 months to 1 year's worth of your monthly expenses. Just imagine how good it would feel just walking around and knowing that if anything should happen to you or your job, you have enough in the bank right now to cover any expenses or any emergency, or to cover your monthly expenses for the next 6 months to 1 year. This is going to give you some peace of mind and just that little financial cushion, in case life really throws a curveball at you.
That makes sense.
Another thing this is going to allow is it might actually give you some breathing room to maybe start that venture you've always wanted to do. Maybe you're someone that's a bit of an entrepreneur and you've always wanted to start a little side hustle or start a little business, but you've never felt secure enough financially to support yourself, or you've never felt you had the security blanket to do so. Well, having 6 months to a year's worth of your expenses in the bank at any stage is really going to give you that little peace of mind that you can actually go for it, and you never know what could happen, right? But either way, this would be a huge weight off your shoulders, just knowing that you have that financial cushion or you have that runway there in case you do need it. Step 6 is investing for your retirement. Now, you can actually do this step while you're building that financial cushion I mentioned earlier, but this is a really important one because the sooner you get to it, the sooner you let compound interest start working for you. Now, you might already be investing for retirement because here in New Zealand we have the Kiwi Saver. However, with the Kiwi Saver, most people tend to use that for their deposit for their first home. So if you use it for your deposit for your first home, you're not going to have much there left for retirement when that time comes around. So it's always good to get your own, to get a portfolio going for you. Start investing in stocks or whatever it is that you want to do so. But the sooner you get it started, the better, right? In the States, you have the Roth IRAs or your IRA funds to do this. But again, it's always good to get, a percentage of your income and invest that every single month or every 6 months. Some people recommend start investing, putting aside 15% of your paycheck and start investing that on a monthly basis, whether it's in stocks, bonds, gold, ETFs, crypto, whatever it is that you want to do. However, I would recommend, talking to a professional financial advisor before doing anything like that. But the point is to get yourself, in the game and start investing, because the sooner you get it done, the better it's going to turn out for you in the long run. Now, the final step is to increase your income, or you can start a side hustle or start a side business. Now, the reason why I have this last is because it's not necessarily necessary. However, it is going to get you to that magical number much quicker than if you just follow the steps that I mentioned earlier. Don't get me wrong, it is going to get you to financial freedom, but the truth is, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it will be for the long term, right? You're looking at maybe 20, 30, depending on how much your income is already, but you might be looking at something like, 30 plus years. However, if you do look at increasing your income, it means you can invest more money, which means compound interest works better and quicker and faster for you, which means you get there a little bit sooner. Or if you start a little side hustle or start a business and scale that, that is one of the quickest and the fastest ways that you can get to financial freedom. Now, if you're watching this and you're someone that doesn't want to start a side business, and you're thinking you're not someone that's very business savvy or about that entrepreneurial life, that's fine. You can still increase your income with your job that you're at, right? You just need to look at what the progression opportunities are and see how you can actually bring more value to your workplace, right? How you can show your bosses that you're worth a lot more than what you're currently paying them. You maybe start investing yourself, upskilling yourself, learn a new skill, maybe learn a high-paying skill, and then you can present yourself as a much more valuable employee than you already are, right? So that's one way you can look at increasing your income. The other is obviously you can look at the things that you already enjoy doing and see if there's a skill that you're already really good at that you can actually monetize. Maybe you're someone that's really good at taking photos. You can look at maybe you're someone that's likes being in front of a camera. Start a YouTube channel, start a TikTok. Whatever it is that you want, that you enjoy doing, chances are you can probably make money out of it, right? Now, again, I don't want to make this all about making money, because sometimes, you don't want to try and monetize all of your habits. However, if you are someone, again, like I mentioned before, if you are someone that is looking to get to financial freedom a little bit quicker, then this is something that you're going to have to do, right? Unless you're Warren Buffett that can compound, invest in compound money at 20% plus for the next 20 years, you're gonna have to dig in and work hard like the rest of us. So guys, that's the video for today. If you got some value out of it, if you learned something, if there's something of value that you take away from the video, then please like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and obviously turn on your notifications so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And also it helps a lot, as I mentioned before, it helps a lot with the algorithm and just getting the video out there in front of other people who might find some value from this video as well. But other than that, I do appreciate you sticking around. If you enjoyed this one, click on the videos on the screen now. It's going to take you to other videos that might help you, well, scratch that, that will help you get to financial freedom.